Well, welcome back to my reviews. I've got a few items to show you this week. A couple I picked up at the Sunday flea market and had to make a trip to the passport office and went to a store up there, the command post again, and picked up another one of these Howitzers. And this time the fellow had the box with this one. Pretty good shape. I had to oil everything up to get it to move freely, especially this thumb wheel for the elevator or elevation. Working pretty free now. And the box is kind of interesting. It's pretty old. It's the old style. Royal Artillery 4.5-inch howitzer. And it has muzzle loading instructions. Drawback flat brass trigger. Insert shell in muzzle. To fire, press forward the lever marked fire. That's this one. It should have a sticker on it actually. It says fire. Raise or lower barrel by screw provided. Oil working parts occasionally. Rubber tires. I love these guns. And I brought out the other one I got from the same store a while ago, just to show you the difference in the tires. The one I got the other day is got the newer kind of a vinyl rubber, and the previous one had the real rubber tires. I guess that kind of dates them, but very nice find. I was glad to get it, and I was glad to get the box. It's not in the best of shape. The other side here is torn, but it works. Good for display anyway. Number 1725, made in England. And at the same place I picked up a horse cart by Britons. In pretty decent shape, this one. This is a model I've never had. I do have the tumbrel carts and that, but I've never had this small one. Made in England, Britons Limited. Got a Britons horse out just to show you what it would look like hooked up. Kind of afraid to push these things. So these little nubs here stick into the holes on the side of the horse. I don't really want to attempt it right now, but anyways, you get the idea. Cute little cart, that one. Couple of soldiers I got up at the command post too. These guys are Somerset light infantry, dealing with bayonets. Pretty cool, those guys. Let's move some of this stuff over here. Now at the flea market on Sunday, picked up this for a couple of bucks. It's an international, the IH, and international on the side of the motor here. And it's by Lone Star, if you can see that there, Lone Star, from England. That's die cast, and this top is plastic. Stack is plastic, the grill's plastic, steering wheel's plastic, and the wheels. I like it, kind of appealed to me, seeing it on the guy's shelf. I'd like to get some implements for this scale tractor. Out another table just down the way from that guy. Fellow I know had a Scamel Handyman circus truck. Should have the crane jib for lifting cages and things. A little bit of work to do on this one. I don't know if I'm going to repaint it or not. It definitely will look good with the newer parts, like the tin plate crane jib with roller. You can order that, and it'll just snap into here. Probably have a little rod or something. The adjuster didn't work when I got it, but I took this cover off. It was just out of whack inside, so straightened it out. Looks good now. Little crank. Needs a string in there. And it should have a sticker here. I think it says "Welcome to the Circus," with a clown image on it. It's got the jeweled headlights, and it should have a little decal here saying Chipperfield Circus. Still got the hook here. Suspension looks good. I can get a spare tire to go on that rim there. Now, it was fairly dirty. I washed it in warm soapy water, scrubbed it, and then let it drip dry. The inside of the windshield was dusty, so it came out okay, but the outside had small scratches all over the place. So I used a window cloth or glass cloth with some of this stuff. Meguiar's Plastex clear plastic cleaner and polish. Well, if you look at that, I'd say it took every scratch out of that. They were just fine scratches, but there's nothing there now. Buffed it up real good, so I was glad about that. I'm actually going to use that stuff on a Kenner Ghostbusters car. I've got a plastic one, came out in the, late 80s, early 90s. So I was pleased with this. I can't wait to get the parts and get going on it. And there was a lady at another table. She had a few die cast, but this and another one were the only ones I was interested in. Some models of yesteryear, number 9. Fowler Showman's engine. It's always been one of my favorites. Got 3 of them now. Yeah, this would be the 3rd. 2 with boxes and this one loose. This isn't perfect, but it's in pretty decent shape. The decals are all there. With Leslie's Modern Amusements on both sides. A little bit of damage there. And it's got the stack extension. Goes into the roof there. It's a little bit of a crack there, so it doesn't hold it tight. And there's a spot on the roof for that to sit. She had a piece of Scotch tape over that, which was a really good idea. So I got that. And then she had this Matchbox Wrecker, number 13. 13C in the series. Thames Trader. This one came into the series in 1960. It's pretty decent shape. This is one of the earlier models. Reason I know that is from reading up on it, and it's got Matchbox Garage is in orange lettering. And it's got the black outline around the whole decal there on both sides. They later went to red lettering here and no outline on that decal. And then the lattice work on the crane or the jib. Very early on, they filled these gaps in. Imagine there was problems with the dies with that. And they did have a major problem on the front end with the headlight area. The dies broke. And it left it really rough, I think, on the right side. So they ended up, it looked like a little block. And then they made a block for the other side in the die. And they had a 19 millimeter and 20 millimeter hook. I never measured mine, but they had red metal, silver painted metal, and a gray plastic type hook. So I love these Thames traders though. I showed you before the cattle truck in the major series that I've got, and I'm still waiting for parts for the cattle trailer, for the ramp and that. So when I get that done, I've got it all painted and ready to put all back together. So when I get it all done, I'll show you. Meantime, there's this Thames trader, and I've never had this model. I wanted it, and just never had it. So she had this one. See a little flaw there on the decals, but it's pretty decent shape. I love those gray tires too. That was one of my best finds. She was talking about her son's Matchbox collection, well, she's close to 80, so her son's getting on. She says he never played with them. Man, I'd love to get a hold of some of those, I'll tell you. Anyways, that was a nice one. And then the week before, from a South African guy that goes there, Peter, he had a Jeep there, the standard Jeep, number 72B in the Matchbox series. And I can't resist these things. They're my favorite model Jeep in this scale. It's in like really decent shape. I haven't touched it or anything. It's got some nicks along the windshield, but there's nothing major there. It's a nice model. Another thing he had was a majorette compressor. This paint's coming off. This was orange when I bought it, so I stripped it. I actually took the top off. It just snaps over these clips here. So I took it off, took the insides out, and washed everything up, stripped the orange paint, and repainted it. I like the color, but and I even primed this thing. It's Motor Master paint, and I don't know. I used to use that years ago to paint die casts, but they went downhill with their quality, I think. And maybe I've had this can of this color around for a long time. So anyways, that's the color I used, and I think it makes a good partner with the Jeep. So I was glad to get those too. Well, there's a few items that I picked up recently, thought I'd show you. And I'd like to really thank all the people that view this channel, and the subscribers especially, for subscribing. I'm only a few subscribers away from the 1,000 mark. I used to monetize this channel, but when I got around close to 500, they cut it out unless you had 1,000 subscribers, they wouldn't monetize you. So I was monetized for quite a while, and then all went away. So I don't know what they're going to do when I reach 1,000 subscribers. They might change the rules again. You never know. Anyways, I'd like to thank you all, and hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.